This is an 8 News Now breaking news alert.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
That is former President Donald Trump reacting to a historic decision, guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business documents leading up to the 2016 election. And that verdict marking what some are calling now a pivotal point in American history. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Denise Valdez.
And I'm Ozzy Mora. Sentencing is set for July 11th, 4 days before the Republican National Convention. But there will be a lot of ground to cover between now and then. Our Washington correspondent Hannah Brandt has the details.
I'm a very innocent man.
In a stunning verdict, a New York jury found former President Donald Trump guilty of 34 felony charges. Prosecutors convinced the jurors that Trump illegally falsified business records to cover up a hush money scheme. But the former president complains the trial wasn't fair.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people.
The charges could carry jail time for former President Trump. That will be up to the judge. Sentencing is scheduled for July 11th, but Trump's legal team is expected to appeal the decision.
And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over.
The Biden campaign is applauding the verdict, saying in a statement, "In New York today, we saw that no one is above the law." Donald Trump has always mistakenly believed he would never face consequences for breaking the law for his own personal gain.
Now, keep in mind, this conviction will not prevent Trump from pursuing his campaign, even if he were sentenced to prison before the November 5th election. The Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg talking about an hour after the verdict was read. He said the job was to follow the facts and law without fear or favor, also adding this.
Today, we have the most important voice of all, and that's the voice of the jurors. They have spoken. Donald J. Trump has been convicted of 34 counts of falsifying business records.
Well, as you can imagine, reaction is flooding in from all across the country, here in Nevada as well, politicians on this historic verdict.
That's right. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne has a look at some of the reaction. Kyle, this reaction is split down party lines.
Ozzy, Denise, there's almost no gray area. Everyone has an opinion on Mr. Trump, the polarizing figure that he is. Republican Governor Joe Lombardo, the state's highest-ranking Republican, issued this statement earlier saying, quote, "I respect the work of the jury, but believe that this has been a political witch hunt in a hostile courtroom. The rule of law should always be applied fairly and without prejudice. President Trump will have an opportunity to appeal, and I expect an unbiased process will vindicate President Trump." Democrat U.S. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto had this to say, quote, "We know that Donald Trump is willing to do anything to protect his own interests, including undermining our elections. No one is above the law." The war veteran and Republican frontrunner in the Senate race, Sam Brown, said, quote, "First they tried to keep Donald Trump off the ballot. Now they're trying to keep him off the campaign trail. This has been a sham political trial from the beginning, all because D.C. Democrats are afraid of losing and answering for their failures this November." And the Attorney General Aaron Ford said, quote, "I applaud Judge Juan Merchan's oversight of this trial and his pursuit of the rule of law. I know emotions may run higher in the aftermath of this verdict, and I urge everyone to remain calm as our justice system continues its work." Mr. Trump has, of course, made his own comments. He says the trial and verdict are both a, quote, disgrace. The former president saying his civil rights have been violated, that the trial was unconstitutional, and that our nation is being laughed at all over the world. Ozzy?
Thank you, Kyle, so much. We'll have more reaction coming up in our 6 p.m. newscast.
Meantime, a major fire in the I-15 near Primm. In fact, 6 cars which were being transported on a car hauler were destroyed. And that really begs the question, what happens if maybe that was your car, and who would be responsible for that damage?
8 News Now Joshua Peguero tracked down some answers for us.
Thursday morning was a sight to see for those driving in Primm. A car hauler caught fire about 5:30. You can see 6 cars burned up, closing the northbound I-15 ramp for an hour and a half. Even several hours after the fire occurred, you can still see crews cleaning up the mess left from that blaze. You see there charred vehicles and a charred trailer. But who is responsible if it was one of your cars that caught on fire?
The truck provides cargo insurance, and what we do is make sure that the cargo insurance is adequate to cover the amount of vehicles that they have on their car.
Terry Williams of Auto Shipping Group has been in this business since 2003. He recommends research before signing on to a company.
Don't ever give money up front.
Williams says it's safer than you think to deliver a vehicle across country.
On an average, you're going to get damage less than 0.5%.
There are a lot of auto transport businesses that Williams characterizes as bad actors. He says the last thing you should do is aim for the cheapest option. His business only takes the full payment upon a safe delivery.
Once their car has been picked up, they will pay a deposit. It's typically anywhere from $200 to $400. Then they pay the balance to the truck when their vehicle is delivered.
If you have questions about a business, Williams says to look them up on the Better Business Bureau, not Google, where it's easier to write fake reviews. In Prim, Joshua Peguero, 8 News Now.
Clark County Fire Department doesn't know just yet what caused the fire, but Terry Williams of Auto Shipping Global recommends really doesn't hurt to ask that car transport business if damages to your car will be covered if there's an accident.
A judge setting bail this morning at $750,000 for the woman accused of running over and killing her boyfriend while she was high on fentanyl after finding another woman's tampons in the trash. The 8 News Now investigators first reported 30-year-old Julie Bush's arrest for open murder. In court, prosecutors say a doorbell camera recorded Bush intentionally crashing into her boyfriend, 51-year-old Richard Pinardo Jr., last Friday in the East Valley. She's due back in court late next month.
A reminder just to slow down when you hit the road this summer. In fact, this afternoon, 4 people died after 2 motorhomes crashed near Ely. Nevada State Police reporting that State Highway 6 at mile marker 31 closed for the next several hours due to that head-on collision involving 2 motorhome RVs.
The Bullhead City Police Department needs your help finding who officers say took thousands of dollars from ATMs using a fake bank card. Take a look at your screen real quick. Have you seen this man? The FBI and Secret Service are involved in this investigation. Anyone with information is asked to contact police right away. You can also call Crime Stoppers, that phone number on your screen, 702-385-5555. You can also submit tips online and remain anonymous.
Well, you can really start to feel it now. These triple digits are here, and boy, it's getting hotter.
Oh, yeah. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Ted Florendo in the Weather Center. Hey, Ted.
Ladies, thank you very much. Yeah, it's that time of the year, right? As we wrap up May, we get to June, and that's when the real heat starts to really pick up. Live look outside right now. This is our Black Mountain camera. Mainly clear skies, and we're checking up on the air quality, too, because there's a little bit of a haze out there. We'll have that coming up. But first, our current conditions right now. 100 even at Reed Airport. Elsewhere in the high 90s. The heat is on for sure. Not much wind for the day today. In fact, most of those winds have been less than 10 miles per hour. The air quality shows moderate readings for ozone, which is typical when you have the heat, but due to that bird fire up there near Mountain Springs, that is now contained. Everything looks good as far as particulate matters, so that's good for air quality. Right now, we've got clear skies here. A few raindrops and lightning strikes near Panguitch. That's on the leeward side of the mountains there, but that's the only precip we're seeing out there. We're staying dry. Humidity is still at single digits today, so we're staying dry in the extended forecast too. Staying hot and dry. That's part of our AccuWeather headlines. Breezy to gusty winds too. I'm going to pinpoint when that's going to happen and show you just how strong those winds will get. And very hot temperatures in the forecast for next week. We'll show you how hot and what we're expecting, all coming up in your most accurate Weather Now forecast. Back to you.
All right, Ted, be sure to keep it right here on Channel 8 for all your weather needs. Our team has been rated most accurate. It's been a decade now. You can also download our free app. Ozzy?
Historic funding for Head Start programs in the Valley. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto visited a Las Vegas Learning Center today to highlight support for early childhood education. I was there during this visit, where now we'll talk about where the money will go and the people who advocate for the program.
Hi. It's their curiosity.
Are you taking a picture?
And simply just wanting to learn.
Head Start truly works.
Osceola Learning Center is the place where these kids can explore all of that, says Tamika Henry. She's a former Head Start parent and now chair of its board of directors.
I came to the program truly broken, truly depressed.
This after a painful tragedy in her life.
They started to engage me as a parent.
The center, essential to her healing, motivated her to become part of its parent committee, advocating for early childhood education.
But also making sure that we have those dollars.
Those dollars will possibly be available through federal funding. Senator Catherine Cortez Masto leading efforts on funding more than $12.2 billion for Head Start programs nationwide. including families in Clark County.
They need a safe place for their children, that knowing that they will be taken care of. The Head Start programs are key.
Senator Cortez Masto also pushing for additional funding to help hire and retain staff.
But they also have to make a living.
Dr. Rory Bishop with Astilleros says the new funding will provide its staff across all 14 centers in the Valley a 2.35% increase in salary. Also attract more staff, but says this is just the beginning.
What we need is additional dollars on top of the cost of living from the Office of Head Start so that we can expand.
The major needs right now is in North Las Vegas.
You need facilities to do that.
If that happens, less kids in Head Start wait lists.
Overall, I would say about 300 students on the waiting list.
And less stress for parents like Henry.
And that's why I stay around and volunteer my time, because I know that Head Start is life-changing.
Senator Cortez Masto says the money will come through the appropriation process. So this is where the House and Senate appropriation committees hold hearings to examine budget requests.
Well, are you a shutterbug? The Nevada Division of State Parks is launching a photo contest, and it's open to all residents of this country, 18 and older, who have visited a Nevada state park. So here are the categories. They're looking for photos for Desert Vistas, Mountain Majesty, State Park Thrills, the Wild Card, and Stamp and Snap Adventures. So that contest is going to end on July 7th. The winners will be announced in late August. You can head to our website at the news links for information on how to submit your photo.
Sounds like fun. Straight ahead on 8 News Now at 5. Summer is officially in full swing, and there's something pretty cool for a lot of your kids to do up on Mount Charleston. We'll take you there.
Plus, a chance to say thank you to those in the military. A look at the free concert at Allegiant Stadium next weekend. You're watching 8 News Now at 5 o'clock. Live, local, now.